beautiful people. I'm Anya Light, and I'm so excited to be with you today. It's fate, it's destiny that we should meet today. I want to talk to you about a subject that many people are dealing with right now. And that subject is illness. What do we do when we're ill? What does it mean? How do we take that illness and look at it and move forward? What are the different steps involved? The subject of illness is very near and dear to my own heart because for most of my entire life, up until just a few years ago, I was sick. One of the first memories that I actually have in this lifetime is of being sick in bed. I don't know how old I was, but being sick, being on the couch, in bed, with a fever, taking medications, going to the doctor, going to many doctors, going to hospitals, getting surgery. These are all so much a part of what I've experienced in this lifetime. And truth be told, for most of my lifetime, up until just a few years ago, I never thought I could be healthy. I never thought I could have a passion for life. I never thought I could be one of those people that has a spark in their eye and that is excited about what they're doing in the world. I thought, I am just fucked. I am flawed. There's something wrong with this body. I'm cursed. This lifetime is a terror. It's a freaking nightmare. It's not life. I was so sick that thoughts of suicide were common. So now I sit here in front of you and I talk to you about illness, a subject that I know quite well. So whether you tune into this video because you have a cold right now, you've caught like a virus, you're stuck on the couch, or you have gotten a scary diagnosis, cancer, something that the doctors have said that you should be afraid of. Maybe you need procedures, medicines, whatever it is, whatever reason that you're here. You've been divinely guided to this message that I'm sharing with you now, so please know that. I titled this video, Your Illness is Your Teacher. And that is the message that I hold dear to my heart, that I share with anyone that I can, because it is understanding that and taking that in, that truth, is the first step to moving forward. So what the heck does that mean? Your illness is your teacher. What does that mean? Illness is truly one of the greatest blessings that can happen to a person. That might sound insane or just nuts, but that is the law of the universe. Illness is one of the ways that we begin to wake up. Other things happen to people that have similar huge significant impact, such as a death of someone we love, or a natural disaster, a hurricane, a fire, something that just rips your life apart. Illness is the same. Illness is one of those big things that happens. Now, whether you have a cold or like the flu or something that you know will pass, or if you have something big. It's the same. You can use illness as your teacher, whether it's a small illness or a big illness, because in truth, it's all the same. There's no such thing as small or big anyway. So when you get sick, there's always going to be two outcomes. Two outcomes. The first outcome is going to be that you will heal yourself of whatever illness you have. And you can do it in so many different ways. But you will heal yourself and you will overcome that illness. And like I said, there's so many ways to do it. You can take herbs and you can get into understanding how the earth works and how different plants can help your body maintain calm and regain balance and reach vibrant health. Or you can seek healers. You can get energy healing. You can find a healer who will send you light. And then maybe you'll even learn a healing modality for yourself, whether it's Reiki or crystalline consciousness technique or quantum touch. There's like dozens and maybe hundreds of different healing techniques that you can learn about. And maybe you'll even use traditional methods. You'll get the chemotherapy. You'll take the recommendations from your doctors. But the way that you'll do it is you'll have a positive mindset as you're going through that treatment. You'll realize that the thoughts that you think and the attitude that you have is what heals you. Because you can take all the treatments in the world and you can do all the healings in the world and you can take all the herbs in the world. But if you have the belief that you're not going to heal, you won't heal. And so, whatever route that you take, you'll start to understand yourself better. And you'll start to understand how the universe works, how the world works, how you work, how your body works, how things like fit together. And in that learning, you come to see how powerful you are. My mother, she had breast cancer really recently, and she took a traditional route. She did the chemotherapy, and she started changing her mindset, and I could see the difference in her. She realized that, complaining all the time and worrying is not what she wanted to do anymore. So she became a happier person. She became more uplifted, more full of light. And her cancer is gone. So, like I said, there's two possible outcomes. Well, to be honest, there's three. But two, according to the people that I'm speaking to right now. As in, you're watching this video, so it's going to be one of these two options. The third is for other people, which I'll explain in a minute what I'm talking about. But so anyway, you get an illness, and the first outcome is you heal yourself. Maybe you have a cold, and you realize, oh my gosh, I need to eat more fruit and vegetable right now, more fruits and vegetables. And you just load your body with tons of fruits and vegetables, and you get better really fast. And you're like, oh, that's what I need to do all the time, eat more fruits and vegetables. So you learn about yourself and you heal. And you come out of that illness with this renewed sense of your own power. It's amazing. Okay, so the second outcome that could potentially happen is you get an illness and you don't heal. It doesn't go away. And it might eventually even kill you. But through that illness, you learn acceptance. In the process of being sick, you accept what's happening. You accept the pain. You accept the emotions that come with it. You accept all of it. And of course, it's usually not like an instantaneous process or instantaneous thing. It's a process where slowly and slowly and slowly you essentially surrender to the illness. You surrender. You say, you know what? I'm trying to fix this. I'm trying to heal, and it's not working. I know I'm doing everything that I can do to heal, and it's not working. So you know what? There must be something deeper. And you surrender. You surrender your small self, the part of you that wants to just beat it. You surrender. And in that surrendering, in that acceptance, you learn to love yourself unconditionally. You know that you're ill, but it doesn't affect how much you love yourself. You love yourself. And through loving yourself with the disease, with the illness, you begin to get a glimpse of how things are a bit more mysterious in life than they might appear. You begin to go deep within yourself. And you become one of those people who are a little bit, or a lot of it, more awake, more able to penetrate into the mysteries of life. And you become the kind of person who other people go to for advice. Other people go to talk, and so because they just like to be near you. You know, my spiritual teacher, Amma, she's known as the hugging saint. She travels the world. She's hugged something like 34 million people. She is a living saint. And I recommend if she ever comes to a town near you to go, it's free to get a hug from her. But she, according to a friend of mine recently told me that Amma has diabetes. Amma, who, if you're ever in the presence of this woman, you will recognize that there is something magical about her. Sometimes she hugs people for 24 hours straight. She can hug people all day and not use the bathroom, not eat, not drink water, not even stop for a second, because she's so full of life and love. So when I heard that she had diabetes, I thought, what? That makes no sense. Like, how can this woman who is so powerful, spiritually powerful, have this illness? That didn't compute. And while I don't claim to pretend to know Amma's inner workings, what I would say is that it makes sense to me now that she could have an illness like that. Just because someone is spiritually enlightened and able to perform amazing feats does not mean that they can't have some malfunction in their physical form. Those things do happen. And great saints and great yogis and great sages and teachers, they die. Their body starts to give out and they have a heart attack or a stroke and they die. So sometimes you get an illness and it kills you. But as you walk that road, you surrender. And you go deep, deep within yourself. And you find joy. And so your illness becomes your teacher. Your illness is your teacher when you beat it, when you overcome it, and your illness is your teacher when you don't. When you accept, when you love, when your heart just opens. As I mentioned, there's a third possible outcome, but the people who are watching this video, that's not going to be your outcome, but it could happen to someone you know. The third possible outcome is you get an illness, you don't recover, and you become bitter, and you become jaded and angry, and you do take that right to your final days in that sort of decline. But I will say that everybody, when they're in the dying process, in the very end, they do come to the understanding that the illness was their teacher and that life itself was their teacher. It might be the last few seconds of life, but it starts to become clear. It does. When we're laying on our bed and we start seeing angels appear around us, if anyone, if you've been around someone who's dying, there is something that happens when someone leaves the body. When the spirit leaves the body, there's things that are going on. So even if even if someone becomes one of those bitter, angry, jaded people, and they allow their illness to just destroy them emotionally, they still, when they go through that death process, they have that epiphany. I saw it happen to a number of my family members. I felt it. So illness is your teacher. I would not be sitting in front of you here talking to you about illness if I had not experienced it to the extreme depths. And illness continues to be my teacher. There's things about my physical body that are not ideal. There's things that I'm still working on healing, and I don't know if they'll ever be healed. I don't. However, my illness has given me a resilience and an understanding about the universe that I would not trade in a million years. And you know what? I know that part of my incarnating in this lifetime was part of that contract, if you will, that I signed up for pre-birth, is to experience a lot of illness so that I could transcend that illness and become a spiritual guide for others who are going through illness. Illness is not the end. Illness is not a punishment. Illness is not wrong. It doesn't mean you've been doing something bad. Illness is not a sign that you are bad or have done something wrong. Illness is an opportunity. In a strange way, it is literally a gift from the universe to say, here, are you ready? Are you ready to wake up? Are you ready to move forward? Not everyone gets this gift in this lifetime. Some people live very surface, shallow lives. Things are not revealed to them. When you have illness and you embrace it, even if it's something as little as a cold or the flu or something like that, or allergies or whatever nuisance, if next time you feel ill, you can embrace it and you can say, illness is my teacher. What have you to teach me now? and you just close your eyes and you breathe and you just tell the universe, I'm ready to learn. What is my lesson now? Tell me what my lesson is. I got a virus a couple weeks ago, and it had been a number of years since I got like a full-on virus. I was like snotting everywhere, and I like kind of semi-hallucinating because I had a fever, and I was so ill at one point that I could barely walk. Like I had to ask my roommate to get me a drink of water. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Like I don't get sick like this anymore. And then I remembered, illness is my teacher. So I asked my illness, I said, hey, what are you trying to teach me? What is the purpose of this? And I really listened. And for me that day, I realized, oh my gosh, the past couple weeks, I'd been moving so fast. I was like rushing around, just like to-do list. Blah, blah, blah. I was basically dragging my body along and not present and just in this total chaotic energy, just moving so fast. So my body literally allowed itself to catch a virus. So I land on the couch, incapacitated for a few days, totally out of it, just so I could slow down. Literally, that was the message. You gotta slow down. So I took the message, and I literally spent the next 2.5 days purposely moving in slow motion. I'd be like this. So it would take me a really long time to go to the bathroom and make a meal. Everything, I literally like purposely just every movement was utter slow motion so that I could balance out the crazy fast energy that I had built up inside of myself over the past couple weeks, and I could just embrace the lesson that the illness was trying to teach me, which is slow down. Now, obviously, I'm not going to keep that up forever. I do want to live a normal life, not in slow motion, but that was a really good lesson. It balanced me out. So, if you're ill right now, what is the lesson? What are the lessons? What are they? It's always different every time, every circumstance. I really invite you to look at illness as a teacher, as actually one of your greatest teachers. And I know that whatever you're dealing with, you are guided, you are supported, and you are loved by a loving universe. Namaste.